Well, the latest jobs report has been released. Unemployment claims are near historic lows, but remain higher here in California. And joining me now is former EDD Director Michael Bernick. So, Michael, let's break down this data. Why is California still seeing a higher number than the national average?
Well, as you say, Ryan, the national numbers are near historic lows. The data released yesterday on new unemployment claims, 196,000 claims nationwide. That's well below what it was prior to the pandemic when the economy was white hot in 2019. So we have a very low number nationwide. Here in California, though, they're higher. We have about 11.7% of the nation's civilian labor force in our state. We had 22% of the claims announced yesterday. So unemployment claims nationwide, consistent with what we're seeing with the rest of the labor market nationwide, are very, very low. Here in California, they're higher.
Is that also because of the tech industry?
Partially tech, partially other white-collar fields. Again, as we've been discussing, Ryan, we have this very bifurcated economy of layoffs in tech and other white-collar jobs. At the same time, we have shortages in direct care, direct service, blue-collar jobs.
And speaking of which, we've been hearing a lot of trouble about tech lately, but Uber seems to be bucking that trend. It wasn't that long ago when the future of Uber was in doubt. So what's happening with them?
From an employment point of view and economic point of view, it's very interesting, Ryan. 2017, 18, 19, Uber seemed to be on the ropes, lost multi-billions in 2019. But this week, Uber announced its earnings for the fourth quarter of 2022, very, very positive. The stock went up in pre-trading over 8% and ended up over 5.5%. And it's an important story economically, but also for an employment point of view. Here in San Francisco, Uber employs about 3,500 people, nearly 30,000 worldwide. So it's while these other tech companies are laying off, Uber is at least holding firm. They're not expecting a great expansion in terms of employment here in San Francisco, but they're not seeing the same layoffs.
So do you think that means cheaper rides?
Well, I don't know how to translate into that, but it's very, very positive. To me, it's one of the very interesting stories in tech, because as I say, it wasn't too long ago that, frankly, Uber was seen to be on the ropes. Now it's really coming back strongly.
Yeah, absolutely there. I was just kidding there. In the State of the Union address on Tuesday, President Joe Biden claimed that over the past 2 years, the U.S. added 12 million payroll jobs. That's technically true, but there's a little bit more to this story, right?
Well, there is. He did say 12 million. He said, this president has created more jobs in 2 years than any other president has created in 4 years. And technically that may be correct. But a lot of that job gain started in 2020, and a lot of the job gain in 2021 and 22 was basically a restoration of the enormous job loss in 2020, in the first months after the pandemic. So, yes, we have seen technically job gains. A lot of that is the recovery of jobs lost. At the same time, I'd add, Brian, that it's important for us to recognize that for whatever reason, for a variety of reasons, mainly in my view, the strength of the market economy we have, we're in one of the rare historic times in terms of 3.4% unemployment, the lowest since 1969, and really almost unprecedented job growth. Over 500,000 jobs created last month.
All right. Well, always good information. So former ED Director Michael Bernick, thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Ryan.